Hey there, welcome, welcome. Glad to have you here. We're getting started with our Final Fantasy XIV stream today. Hey there, Lily. Good to see you in here with us today. Hope you're doing all right. And let's see, anybody else? Appreciate you dropping in and checking out the stream with us today. You got any comments or suggestions, anything you want to talk about, just drop it down in the chat box there. That's what we're here for, to chat and enjoy the stream with you. So let's go ahead and get on going with our story here. We left off at Dependence last time, and we had just gone through our first dungeon, Holminster. And let's see, looks like we've got a ether current quest perhaps here also. Yeah, that'll help. Go ahead and get those started too. Hail, sinner! Might this old woman impose upon you to travel to Fort Job in her stead? My son Chatwick is with the guard out there, and I have a package for him that wants delivering. I'd go myself, but my knees simply aren't up to the task. Any other special quests? No. No more special quests there, so we'll get the story one going here. Ooh, an unwelcome guest. Level 72. My Reaper quest is 73. I'll just wait till I get the story level 73 before I do my Reaper. Begging your pardons, miss, but do you perchance intend to head outside? If so, I would strongly advise you not to stray too far from the Crystarium. Word has it Eulmore has dispatched its military to Lakeland. Given the timing, one can only assume they do not welcome the return of night. Even now, the Exarch is in the Ocular, deliberating a response. Head to the Ocular.
You have come at a good time. As you may have heard, we have something of a quandary on our hands. Laxon Loft, here in Lakeland. Eulmore has sent one of its airships. They have questions for us concerning the death of the Light Warden. Their emissary makes his way here even as we speak.
I suppose the sky does rather give the game away.
Indeed. 'Twas inevitable they would come knocking. The only question was how soon.
My lord, I am come with the Eulmoran emissary. May I show him in?
A moment, Captain, if you would. Everyone, gather round. I do not wish to show our hand prematurely. Forgive me this liberty. Vanish. Enter. Well, well. The commander of the Eulmoran army himself. To what do I owe the honor, General Ranjit?
The Light Warden is dead, Exarch. Were your people responsible?
You are clearly in some haste, my lord. But before I address your question, you must allow me one of my own. What is Eulmore's interest in this?
His benevolence, Lord Vorthry, is gravely concerned that the actions of an ignorant few may jeopardize relations between man and Sin-Eater. Should it transpire that the Crystarium is guilty of abetting the villains responsible for this outrage, my lord has decreed that it suffer the same retribution.
I see. Since you have been so candid, I too shall speak my mind. Regardless of who is responsible, the Crystarium rejoices in the Light Warden's death and welcomes the return of the night sky. If Eulmore considers this tantamount to aiding those you term villains, then by all means, carry out your retribution. Know, however, that even should every innocent soul in the Crystarium perish, nothing can stop that which has been set in motion.
Folly. The death of one or 1,000,000 Sin-Eaters changes nothing. The world is dead, and writhe as we might, like maggots in its rotting course, it will not be reborn. Only by my master's grace may we live out our days in peace. But I waste my breath. You have made your stance clear. I shall relay your words to Lord Vorthry. In the meantime, you would do well to counsel any here who have done more than merely rejoice in recent events, to throw themselves upon Eulmore's mercy, promptly. One last matter. We are searching for a young artist and his assistant. Know you of whom I speak?
An artist and his assistant, no. I cannot say I do.
What a pity. Should they reveal themselves to you, I bid you hand them over at once. My master is most eager to see them again.
Am I imagining things, or did he just stare straight at us?
I fear he did. The General is not a man to be trifled with. He is a warrior of fearsome repute who has led Eulmore's army since before Vorthry's time, when the nation still spearheaded the fight against the Sin-Eaters. One does not command the world's mightiest army, and for so long, without possessing exceptional instincts.
If Eulmore chose to send such an individual, we must assume this talk of retribution is more than an idle threat. While we are grateful for your support, my lord, we cannot in good conscience put your people in harm's way.
'Tis noble of you to say, Master Alphino, but my people have been in harm's way since long before you arrived. Eulmore has ever yearned to rule over what remains of the world. Even should we surrender the Warrior of Darkness to them, they would find some other pretext upon which to invade. The people of the Crystarium know this only too well, which is why, when the time comes, I am certain they will fight to the last man. If truth be told, I would not have been surprised had Ranjit declared war here and now.
He may have reason to delay. According to reports, the Eulmoran forces at Laxan Loft were observed taking a prisoner. A young woman believed to be none other than the Oracle of Light, Minfilia. It may be that General Ranjit wishes to convey her to Eulmore before commencing hostilities. Having mentored generations of Minfilias, it would not surprise me if he had made her capture his chief concern.
I'm sorry, generations of Minfilias?
Of course. How remiss of me. I had intended to speak to you of Minfilia. There is, however, much to say, and precious little time in which to say it. I think it best that you seek out Moren at the Cabinet of Curiosity. He'll be able to enlighten you. Alphino, Alize, would you care to accompany your friend? You doubtless have insights of your own to offer on the matter.
All right. Though I'm still not sure I understand it all myself.
In the meantime, I will set about making provisions for war.
And let's see, I think I will do this Ether Current quest and the this quest with Lou Reek here too. Yeah. Get on over to Fort Job first. A package? Yes, a lovingly wrapped parcel. Oh, food from Mother. Everyone will be so pleased. Her last letter mentioned how distraught she was to hear that members of the Guard had given their lives at Holminster Switch, and how touched that so many more risked themselves to protect it. But of course she would be. Our whole family is from there after all. I expect that she wanted to express her feelings by preparing food for us. She does that. Wait a moment. You were at Holminster Switch too, weren't you? I saw you on the front lines. I knew it. I don't think I could ever forget the sight of you facing down eater after eater without ever once flinching. And it's not just me. You're an inspiration to all of us. Here's an idea. What if you pass these out to the rest of the Guard? I'm sure that they'll be awestruck. You know, what? Oh, there we go. You have my thanks. For this, of course, but also for the battle. I remember you well. Though we lost many, it would have been many more without your aid. Ah, food. Thank you. And may I just say, it's a true honor to have you here. Your bravery on the field will not soon be forgotten. Wicked White, you're her! You were there, in the middle of it all, strong as 100 men, a bulwark against the tide of eaters that threatened to overwhelm us. And now you've brought me a sandwich. Yep, it was a fierce sandwich. I had to put it down. Took all my strength. Chathwick's mother made this. That's the best news I've had in days. Her cooking is excellent. I was sorry that we couldn't save their home, but at least the whole family made it out alive. Pleased, were they? I expected as much. I apologize for asking such a trifling task of you, but we lost a lot of people on that battlefield. Anything that might raise morale is well worth trying. And I thought that if they admire you even half as much as I do, well... In any case, you have my sincerest gratitude. I saved my favorite portion of the food for you, so please take it along with my thanks. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. I'll head down here and see what trouble Lou Reek wants to get into here. Here we are, our proving grounds. You need only slay a beast of suitable ferocity before my very eyes to demonstrate your own. Naturally, we require bait to lure one out of hiding. Oi, my lord, got your package here. Well done, my good man, and here is your payment. Oh, this? The bait in question. Easier to have it delivered than to take a detour and pick it up myself. Rather more efficient as well. Time is money. Now then, you need only place it in the open and slay whatever comes to claim it. I cannot imagine it will take long for something to come hither. It would be so funny to put the bait down and then just a kitty cat comes wandering over to it. Oh yeah, that would be fearsome indeed. Alright, well, let's get our bird here. We got that lag going on there again. What's up with that? Iguana meat. Alright, let's see what's going to feast on some iguana then. Fantastic! I knew I was not wrong about you. Come, let us return to the Crystarium at once. And nothing else special outside here, it looks like. Congratulations on a kill well made, my good woman. I dare say this is the beginning of a beautiful partnership. Let us commemorate the occasion with a feast. Eat, drink, and be merry. Wonderful stuff, isn't it? My compliments to the shelf. Another helping? No? Are you sure? It really is no bother. Oh, very well. I should like to return to our earlier discussion, that of the virtue I have engaged you to hunt with me. Andrea is her name, and she roams Norvrant in the guise of Rendaray, fallen warrior of light and renowned hunter of eld. She is a most elusive eater who has been sighted in every corner of the realm. Though her movements are unpredictable, she has often been witnessed pursuing and slaying extraordinarily dangerous beasts. I can well imagine the question forming in your head, why not leave her be? If anything, is she not aiding local communities after a fashion? Alas, no, for the beasts she slays rise anew as eaters, which pose even greater threats to the small folk. So you see, this one wretched sin-eater is in truth sowing untold chaos by carrying on as she does, unleashing more of her kind on unsuspecting towns and villages all across Norvrant. Only you and I can stop her. So, she was a warrior of light? Huh, what an odd thing to ask. But never mind all that. Whether or not they were heroes or villains or whatever 100 years ago doesn't matter to me. The simple truth is, Renda Ray was the greatest hunter who ever lived, and beating her at her own game would be an amazing feat, don't you think? And regardless of what the Warriors of Light were before they became Sin Eaters, that's what they are now. So we'd be doing folks a favor by killing one. Well, what do you say, friend? Will you hunt Andrea with me? I hope I live to regret this. So begins our formal partnership. Ah, I can see it now. You and me in the heat of battle, fighting side by side. The picture of courage and camaraderie. It's going to be grand. Naturally, it will take us time to study and understand our prey. Eaters can behave in strange and inexplicable ways, particularly powerful ones like Andrea. I've been doing my best to get inside her head, to think like a hunter, but it is easier said than done. Anyway, as soon as I have determined where we ought to begin our search, I will inform you at once. Oh? Is the reward lacking? My apologies. Next time I will see that you receive rather more substantial compensation. Level 72, yeah. Wait, it's you. It's really you. You actually came... Huh? I mean, never mind. You're here to hunt Andrea with me, yes? Of course you are. Why else would you be here? And wouldn't you know it, one of my hirelings should be returning with new information any moment now. Greetings, my lord. I am pleased to report that Andrea was recently sighted in Amarang, in the vicinity of Samuel's backbone, it would seem. Apparently, there was a right vicious spider, what was giving folks trouble, and now that it's been turned, it's about a dozen times worse. They'd be grateful for any assistance. I see, I see. Well done, my friend. Your payment as promised. Why bother going out and about pestering the small folk for news when you can employ others to do it for you? The better to devote our precious time to rather more important matters, I say. And owing to my winning strategy, we may now depart for Amarang and the delightfully named Samuel's backbone, for in pursuing the spider, we may yet find its maker. Yeah, send other people out to gather information for you, and then open yourself up to that whole problem with secondhand information. See how much it changes in the telling. We might as well go ahead and do that too. Well, that looks like a backbone to me. This is certainly the place. I gather those bones once belonged to dear Samael, but I see no troublesome arachnid. It being a rather large desert, I had considered hiring a few trackers to hasten our search, but I have yet to spy a place where such individuals might congregate. Pity. Nothing for it but to roll up our proverbial sleeves and do the dirty work ourselves. We shall split up and search the sands for this sin-eater spider. Whoever finds it first may have the honor of slaying it themselves. And should we not find it, well, after we both have searched for a suitable length of time, I say we meet back here. Let the hunt begin. Nothing there. They tricked us with that purple glowy point there. Go. All right. Okay. Hello. There she is, the Scourge of Norvranth, the Devourer of Souls, Balam quits. We bring this mark down, they'll be singing ballads about us till the end of time. Never mind the king's bounty. Hells, we could buy ourselves a couple of castles apiece. Flanking maneuver as discussed. Wait for my signal, then we'll strike as one. Damn it, she's on to us. Don't panic, we planned for this. We'll act as decoys while Renda Ray brings her down. Go, go! Wait, not yet, there's no need to rush this. Sod it, always so headstrong. Bugger me! My head! I can't... No. No! Come back here! Finish it, you bloody bastard! Finish me! I'm so sorry. It's all my fault. I'll not let it end like this. I promise. I'll kill that goddamn beast if it's the last thing I do. Hey, hey! What was that just now? I've had headaches before, but the way you were thrashing about wasn't like anything I've ever felt. By the gods! And I thought we were lucky just to catch a glimpse of Andrea. But you're also telling me you were granted a vision of her past with this power of yours? Though, 2 warriors killed while hunting a great horned beast, a beast their surviving companion vows to slay in revenge. I have heard this tale before, I know it. It is a common enough sort of tale, I suppose. And regardless, she is gone. Come, let us return to the Crystarium and celebrate your accomplishment. The table is set, and so I bid you raise a glass with me that together we might toast your spectacular accomplishment. There's really nothing quite like a hearty meal after a job well done. Drink up, my friend, drink up. Whoops, I skipped that one. Oh well. It occurs to me, my good woman, that I have yet to ask you your name. So quickly did we forge our friendship that I hardly noticed until now. You're just now thinking of that, are you? An adventurer. Reek and Anne. Yes, I rather like the sound of that. Reek and Anne, the daring duo, the brave bounty hunters, the scourge of sin-eaters. Once we have slain Andrea, not a soul in Norbranth will not know our names. They shall ring out all across the realm. But I should dwell over much on the victory for the struggle. A wise hunter is prepared and patient. 'Twould be prudent to send double, nay, triple the agents afield to seek out promising new leads. You sure it's wise to spend your money so freely? Worried about the budget for our brave endeavor? Well, don't be. I am prepared to fund our activities as needed. No expense shall be spared. None whatsoever. Okay. You say so. next one's what, 74? Yeah, we're not there yet. I'm not gonna pick that one up. All right, let's see. Over to Morin at the Cabinet of Curiosity. Yes, if you're after books pertaining to the Warrior of Darkness, I'm afraid most are out on loan at present. They are experiencing quite a surge in popularity. Oh, you wish to learn about the Oracle of Light? Then it would be my pleasure to assist. After I have finished off some few outstanding tasks, that is, while I attend to them, perhaps you could fetch me a book. The Illustrated Tale of the Oracle of Light, it's called. Though it's intended for younger readers, it provides an excellent summary of the subject matter, and the artwork is quite lovely besides. I would not hesitate to recommend it to anyone with an interest in learning about Minfilia. But you must see for yourself. The book should be located on the level below. Should, I say, for while there is a place for everything here, not everything is always in its place, despite my best efforts. In short, if the book is not where it should be, it will almost certainly be somewhere it shouldn't. So, good luck. Wow, what amazing logic. Oh, there's something else here. Let's see. Get on that table, get us some fishing experience here. Use our fisher for that. If I can type, that is. The book does not appear to be here. Well, that's a shame. And small surprise. The book does not appear to be here. All right. This must be it. Just as your eyes begin to blur, they finally come to rest on a copy of The Illustrated Tale of the Oracle of Light. Yay, we found it. Have you found the book? I think so. Yes, this is the one. I hope it wasn't too difficult to track down. I'm happy to say I've finished all my pressing tasks. If you want to call your friends over, we can begin learning at once. Without further ado, then, it began 100 years ago, when the flood of light threatened to swallow Norvrant. Just as all seemed lost, a savior appeared, who halted the all-consuming radiance, a maiden with hair of spun gold and eyes of clearest sapphire. Naught was known about her save that her name was Minfilia, and for delivering the realm she came to be revered as the Oracle of Light. After stopping the flood, the mysterious maiden vanished without a trace. but 15 years later her name would unexpectedly reappear in the annals of history. When Sin Eaters laid ruin to the kingdom of Vobert, a young girl was discovered who was immune to the creature's blighted touch. One with hair of spun gold and eyes of clearest sapphire. She was hailed as the Oracle Reborn and came to likewise be called Minfilia. Enlisting in the Eulmorean army, this Minfilia fought and vanquished countless Sin Eaters. Alas, like so many other soldiers, she eventually met her end in battle. Yet with her dying breath she whispered unto her grieving comrades, "Minfilia will return." And true to her words, some years later, another young girl was discovered who possessed the self-same eyes, that self-same hair, and those self-same powers. She too took the name Minfilia. She too fought Sin Eaters as a soldier of Eulmore, and she too fell in battle. Many more were to follow in her footsteps, and so the cycle continues to this day. And that concludes the tale. By their valor and sacrifice, these women have saved Norvrant on numerous occasions. And were it not for them, we might never have learned of the Light Wardens and their nature. They sound like formidable warriors. Some perhaps. The truth is rather less simple. Though the Oracle is reborn with certain common traits, she does not inherit the memories or the knowledge of her previous incarnations. All of the Minfilias thus far were discovered as ordinary girls, unversed in the ways of war and ignorant of the power they harbored. While some embraced their fate and devoted themselves to training, others did not. But all were made to face the Sin Eaters, and all died to keep our hopes alive. What can you tell us of the current Minfilia? She was found by the Eulmorean army some 10 years ago and taken into their care, or rather their custody. She was a prisoner in all but name, for by that time, under Lord Vothry's rule, Eulmore had already abandoned resistance in favor of decadence. Minfilia was an uncomfortable reminder of the war they no longer wished to fight, a potential threat to the peace, and so they kept her under lock and key. For a long while, we heard nothing more of her. We couldn't even be certain she was alive, save that it was in Eulmoreans' best interest for her to remain under their control. But then, 3 years ago, a gallant soul stole into the city and rescued her from their clutches, just like a hero from the tales. Indeed. Well, I believe we now have a good grasp of Minfilia's tale. Thank you for your time, Morin. Might I trouble you for a word, Anne? Outside? As you will have already surmised, the gallant soul who rescued Minfilia was none other than our own dear Thancred. They have since been wandering the land together, never remaining in one place for long, which is why we have not yet had a chance to meet them. We know that Minfilia journeyed here as Heidelin's emissary to halt the flood of light. It could only be her that the people of the First witnessed 100 years ago, the original Oracle of Light. But while there's plainly some connection between the woman we knew and her namesakes, the fact that these girls do not share her memories must surely mean they are not the same person. Tancred has to understand that. I have no doubt that he understands. The question is how he feels. Regardless, the Tancred we know would not forsake his charge. If she has been captured, we may be certain he will not stand idly by. There you go again, talking in your roundabout way. If you think we should rescue Minfilia, just spit it out. It just so happens I agree with you. It's quite clear that this Minfilia possesses Heidelin's blessing. And it wouldn't hurt to have a second such individual on our side, right, Anne? Quite. I see you've made up your minds. Exarch, what brings you here? A report and a proposal. First, the report. Our scouts have confirmed that the Eulmore forces at Laxon Loft do indeed have Minfilia in their custody. For the present, they are holding her there, but we can be certain they will move her to Eulmore ere long. Should that happen, we may be forced to give her up as lost. So, if we mean to act, we should do so quickly. Which brings me to my proposal. I ask that you entrust this undertaking to us, the people of the Crystarium. What are we getting? Oh, a high level 395 now. All right. Getting some new gear.
You are doubtless eager to attempt Minfilia's rescue, and with your combined strength, you may well succeed. But as I said earlier, I do not wish to show our hand unless absolutely necessary. Twas not merely the night sky that you restored to us, but hope. Hope for the future of Norvrand. Unlike you, we cannot contend with the Light Wardens, but so long as hope burns in our hearts, we will fight on regardless. This I will prove to you. My friends, I thank you for gathering at such short notice. There is something I would ask you all. As many of you are aware, I received an emissary from Eulmore a short while ago in the form of General Ranjit. To my dismay, the General condemned the slaying of the Light Warden, and warned me in no uncertain terms that, should the Crystarium cast its lot with the Warrior of Darkness, there would be war. Let none be mistaken. We would be hard-pressed indeed to resist the might of Eulmore. Some would even call it suicide. And yet my heart cries out to fight. Better that than relinquish the hope that swelled in my breast when I beheld the night sky for the first time in 100 years. Or so says my heart. My mind, meanwhile, reminds me that to follow my heart would be to risk everything we have accomplished thus far. Clearly, this is not a decision to be made lightly, nor less alone. And so I put the question to you all. What should we do?
My lord, you already know our minds. It brought tears to our eyes to witness the knight's return. The whole of Norvrant deserves the same, and not just because some children's story tells us so.
Eulmore's influence is far-reaching. Should war break out, trade would be subject to restrictions. The flow of goods will dry up, and we will struggle to make do with what little trickles through. But make do, we will.
Aye, we can weather such hardships. Is that not the very thing the Crystarium was built for? We have always taken pride in our ability to sustain ourselves. Not just to endure, but to thrive.
When all falls down around you, rise up. Those were your words. There may come a day when all hope seems lost. But even should the rest of the world give in to despair, we shall not. We shall fight on, that our children and our children's children might know a better tomorrow.
Rousing words apart, I never much cared for those Eulmoran bastards anyway. No better than common swindlers, most of them. Wouldn't know a fair deal if it came up and kissed them on the arse.
Trust you to spoil the moment.
It appears we have a consensus. Let it be known that the Eulmoran host at Laxon Loft has taken the Oracle of Light captive. They fear the power she holds over the Sin Eaters, and doubtless intend to imprison her once more. So, I move that we rescue the Oracle, grant her a place among us, and let that be our answer to Eulmore's ultimatum.
Hear, hear!
Hear, hear!
In planning a strategy for the rescue, I open the floor to you all.
And there you have it. If Eulmore wishes to denounce us as villains, then we shall embrace our villainy. Will you do so as well?
We will not be outdone. Consider us your partners in crime.
My lord, our proposal is as follows. We begin by deploying Amaro to occupy the skies over Lakeland. They should serve to delay the airship's departure. At the same time, we scatter dream powder from the air. Not all will succumb to its effects, but it should thin the enemy's numbers, affording us an opening to swoop in and liberate the Oracle.
Very good. See to your preparations.
And what exciting crimes would you have us commit? Speaking for my fellow villains, I'd say we're capable of most things, though we draw the line at indolence.
If excitement is your desire, then I bid you join the guard. Captain Lena will give you your orders.
So, you will be joining the Guard. But however highly the Exarch thinks of you, you will receive no special treatment from me. Is that clear? Where's your salute, soldier? Better. More spirited than the Exarch's feeble attempts, certainly. Now, first things first. You will need uniforms. Go to the crystalline mean and report to Catelys. She will see you measured and fitted. Ah, and there's the last of them. Your friends are being measured as we speak. Right this way. We'll see to it you look your dashing best for your first outing. Done, are you? Let's have a look at those numbers. I see. How goes it? Sorry, Captain. I'm afraid we don't have anything on hand that's a ready fit. But we do have a few that are fairly close. We should be able to make them work with some minor adjustments. Very well then, see to it, and have the uniforms delivered directly to the field. I shall take this opportunity to brief you on the mission. As mentioned earlier, we will deploy Amaro to scatter dream powder from the air. Once the powder takes effect, an elite unit will storm the fortress to rescue the Oracle. Her safe liberation is our sole objective. Engagement is to be avoided wherever possible. I assume we're to be part of said unit? Correct. The unit will be divided into two contingents, one deploying from Fort Job and the other from the Hostile Imperative. You and Alphino will join the former. Anne, meanwhile, will join the latter with me. Before you proceed to your positions, you are to report to Chesamil at Spagirix. She will issue you with a serum to ward off the effects of dream powder. We shall be on our way then. Take care, my friend, and we will see you in the field. It's quite far to the Imperative, so you may make use of an Amaro from the Rookery, after you have collected the serum, of course. Yes, sweetie? Is there something you need? Oh, one of the guard come for your dram, are you? Here you go. A dose of this will keep you firmly in the waking world while your enemies are off in dreamland. Now, if this is your first time, I should warn you, it's bitter as sin. Prince's kiss, they call it, but if you ask me, it should be Crone's kiss. Jests aside, the stuff really is foul. Most people gag like there's no tomorrow, but if you don't drain every last drop, you're liable to end up taking a trip to Dreamland yourself. So I must ask you to drink it here and now while I watch. Come on, give the old crone a kiss. Okay, chess mule. Well done, sweetie. I'm proud of you. Why, if I didn't know any better, I'd even say you enjoyed it. And now you needn't fear falling asleep on the battlefield. Just have care you don't lose any limbs out there, all right? They don't tend to grow back. And speak with Zem Gen Mai next. Okie doke. At the rookery. Yes? What do you require of me? An Amaro to take you to the Imperative, eh? As much as I would like to oblige, all our mounts are reserved for the coming operation. I fear you will have to go by foot. But wait, there might be another way, assuming you are willing to lend a hand. Logistics of war. Oh. Air current quest. I was about to deliver an Amaro to Radiska's Round, one of the locations whence the beasts will fly for the operation. The tower lies along the route to the Imperative. If near enough is good enough for you, you may make the delivery in my stead. Very good. I shall ready the Amaro for departure at once. Radiska's Round is to the north and west. You can take the road or you can fly. It's up to you. Upon arriving, make yourself known to the sentry and she will give you further instructions. If you should become separated from the Amaro, worry not. The beasts are trained to return to the rookery. That is all. Go well. All right. Yeah, we can fly here with this thing. .742 to the northwest. Well, that's kind of the direction we're headed. That's good. Oh, you're delivering that Amaro to us. I'm afraid there's been a change of plans. We already have all the beasts we require here. Instead, this one is to go to the Imperative to the west. Please see to it the handler on duty, Zelly Vanthew. If you encounter trouble along the path, return here and I'll set you up rightwise. Fair enough. I think I will dump it right now. Go get that ether current. Alright, give me the bird again. Ah, the last tomorrow. My thanks, friend. You may leave the beast with me. Sounds like a plan. Say, I don't believe I know you. Did you join the guard recently? Ha, so that is the way of it. Well, you managed to arrive, and that's all that matters in the end. I bid you welcome to the Hostile Imperative, one of our key strongholds in Lakeland. The first thing you'll want to do is report to the captain. You'll find her at the lookout across the way. Tag all the obligatory spots here. So, it seems that rather than the Amaro delivering you, you delivered the Amaro. I'll not thank you. I expect all my soldiers to make themselves useful. Speaking of which, I have a task for you. What are we getting? A weapon coffer. All right. And we got gluttony. Gluttony, there we go. So, let's see. Oh, I better unpack my weapon. In readiness for the operation, the Amaro will need to be treated with the same serum as us. As you well know, however, it is not pleasant. In order to coax them into taking it, we have sprinkled it on their fodder. All that remains is to feed it to them, a task I am sure you will enjoy. Fetch the fodder from the Amaro launch and see to 4 of the beasts. Dismissed. And we'll do our ether current quests first. Excuse me. Damn it all, we can ill afford to lose another. Ho there, friend, might you lend me your aid? One of my best men has yet to return from his patrol, and I fear the worst. As you can see, his Amaro made it back safely, but my man's nowhere to be found. Could you search for him in my stead? I would go myself, but I can't very well abandon my post. Whee whee! Bloody beast, where do you think... Ah, too late, I suppose, but wait. Do you reckon he's gone back for his rider? Sorry to trouble you, friend, but do you think you could follow that Amaro for us? That scaly brute might be my best chance at finding our man. And take this salve with you. I reckon there's a good chance he's out there, too wounded to have made his way back. Oh, I don't know why I'm doing that. I can see it if I just open my eyes right here. And that should be the last one. Yeah, the last one from there. All right, let's see. And we need to go find what's his face here. The Amaro stares intently in the general direction of Damp Soul. Whee! Whee! The Amaro eyes the wounded soldier with a gaze that could almost be described as concerned. This must be the sentry who was separated from his mount. Quee, quee! The Amaro eyes you with an expectant gaze. You sense it is hoping that you will tend to the man's wounds. Well, I will tend to the man's wounds then. Here's some healing salve. Thank you, friend. When the beast knocked me from my mount, I thought it was the end for me for sure, but however did you know where to look? Well, you see, this Amaro came and found you for us. My mount led you to me. You don't say. I owe you an apology, little fellow. Here I thought you ran off in fear of my foe, but it turns out you were looking for help the whole time. Can you forgive me for doubting you? Whee! And with that, I'd best head back to the Imperative and let everyone know I'm all right. Thank you, my friend. You saved my life today. Ah, there you are. I was hoping that you'd return so I could properly express my gratitude. You'll be happy to know, as I would, that my man has safely returned to the Imperative. Those Amaro can be stubborn brutes at times, but times like this make a man appreciate what loyal companions they truly are. I'd say this one's earned himself some extra feed for dinner today. Okay, yep, and we've got 2 more ether quests here. Getting turned around. There we go. There they are. Alright, let's do this one. Ho there! If you're not otherwise occupied at the moment, how's about lending me a hand or two? They've got me on repair duty, and what with the sorry shape this place is in, it's definitely not a one-man job. It's a simple enough task. Just take this here pail of mortar, find a couple of spots where the walls are looking ragged, and apply a healthy dab. Thanks, friend. What with our ranks thinned as they are, we need all the help we can get. Back there. Come on, camera angle. Saw another one peeking out from underneath here somewhere. I thought. Yeah, there it is. I saw you hard at work out there, friend. I'll rest easy tonight knowing that some of the ugliest patches of our walls are looking as good as new. Are you familiar with the history of the Imperative, perchance? It was built nigh on a century ago by the elves who ruled Lakeland in those days. After the flood, it served as one of our bastions of defense against the Sin Eaters. Yes, this fort's taken its fair share of beatings, but it stands tall to this day, watching over and protecting the Crystarium and its people. And it's our job to keep it standing. Material and manpower shortages be damned. Of course, we couldn't do it without the generous efforts of volunteers like you. I reckon you have a real talent for repairs. Mayhap I could interest you in joining the Guard as a full-time wall mender? No. I jest, of course. I've already taken enough of your time today. Thank you, friend. And be careful out there. Hold it right there, Greenhorn. If you thought you could just stroll right past your senior without asking how you might aid me in my duties, you have another think coming. It just so happens that I have a task for you to perform. This is a supply order that must be delivered to mines at Radiska's Round. You are to take it to him and to do so with all speed. All right. Luger who? Well met, traveler. What brings you to our outpost this day? A supply order. A supply order from Teyana at the Hostile Imperative, but why, pray tell, are you delivering this and not one of our own men? That's what I'd like to know. Mistaken for a new recruit, you say? You really should make a point to clarify the situation next time. Not that I don't appreciate your service, of course, but Teyana has a reputation for running roughshod over anyone she can. While I am loath to impose upon you further, if you'll be returning to the Imperative regardless, I was hoping I might trouble you to deliver the supplies Teyana has requested. I'm afraid the recent Sin Eater attacks have left us rather short-handed. It will take just a short while to prepare the materials for delivery. I invite you to make yourself comfortable while you wait. Not that there's much in the way of entertainment here. It is a military outpost after all. Perhaps you could converse with the soldiers. It'd be sure to raise their spirits, and you just might glean some useful information out of them. Okay. Hail there, friend. Say, have you ever wondered how Radiska's Round got its name? Wait, don't answer that. I have a mind to tell you anyway. Radiska was a guardsman in the early days, one of our best and bravest as the records tell. They say he gave his life holding off a horde of sin eaters just long enough for a group of refugees to flee to safety. The body of this hero was discovered right here at this tower, and ever since then it's been named in his honor. Makes a man proud to serve, I say. And back to Fisher. Go. Nice. Oh there, stranger. We don't get many travelers in these parts. What do you think of the round? She's an odd one as far as forts go, wouldn't you say? Truth is, what you see today is actually the ruins of a larger structure built over a century ago. We took over what was left and converted it into a lookout tower of sorts to serve us in our struggle against the Sin Eaters. Seeing as how it stands at a major fork in the high road, the location's rather ideal, you see. We can see threats coming in from miles away and send out patrols to deal with them before they get too close. Of course, it gets kinda lonely all the way out here, but what can you do? A traveler? Ha! You're an odd one to pick this place for a leisurely excursion. Me, I can think of 100 places I'd rather be. But since you were kind enough to grace us with your company, why don't I tell you a bit about this place? Radiska's Round was built on the ruins of an old belfry. In more peaceful days, its clarion call would ring out through Lakeland to announce the time of day. Since the flood, however, the bell serves a purpose far more grim, to warn the residents of Lakeland of Sin Eater attacks. Oh, would that day return when its ring again brings only joy and not fear. Ah, there you are, friend. Did my men have anything of interest to say? In any event, I hope your stay here was not overly tiresome. I am pleased to inform you that the materials have been packed up and are ready for delivery. Before that, though, please allow me to compensate you for your service. Alright, we can fly in Lakeland now. And I'm not going to bother talking to you again. Alright. Let's head back over here then and get the food for these birds here. And there's 4 birds to feed here, it looks like. Quee, quee, quee! The Amaro happily devours the fodder. I'm sure it's delicious. Wee? Wee! The Amaro absent-mindedly munches on the fodder. Would have preferred cake, maybe. Wee, quee, quee! Wee, quee! The Amaro is wary at first, but appetite eventually wins out and it accepts the fodder. Just really hungry, that. Wee? Eulmore reels at the smell, but accepts the fodder nonetheless. Not their favorite food, I guess. Alright, we've done it. The Amaro are fed? Yep. Good. The rest have already been dosed, so we need not fear any of our mounts succumbing to the dream powder. All units have now entered the final stages of their preparations. The time is nigh. Oh, that's right, that medicine in their food. Yeah, tasting pretty bad, I'm sure. Make ready and await deployment atop the main watchtower. I will send your uniform along as soon as it arrives. That is all. May night smile upon us all. Yeah, and I can fly up there now. Alright, the glowy event point. The operation is about to commence. Stand ready. During the operation, some of your gear will be glamored. Your attributes and abilities will be unaffected. Thank you for that. Yeah, that's what I hated about those ones where they want you to put on special clothes. Your gear attributes go away when you take them off.
Keep moving. What now?
The Crystarium at a guess. Desperate fools. It'll take more than a handful of overgrown lizards to ground us.
Sound the alarm!
Captain, the powder has taken effect.
It is time. Let us free the Oracle from their clutches.
Ooh, a battle, a fight. Let's see here.
For the Crystarium!
I'm with you. Oops, sorry about that. Thank you. Are you from the Crystarium? Correct. We've come to rescue you. Your weapons, made to the same specification as Thancred's. Be ready to use them. Understood. Please lead the way. Alright, escape from Laxon Loft. Let's rejoin the others and quit this place. All this trouble because of me. I'm so sorry. Save your apologies until after we've escaped. Open the barrier. I'm trying to move. Come on. It's quiet. Too quiet. Is that Ranjit? This will not end well. Yeah, you're right about that. Brazen thieves. You will regret coming here. Alright, well, let's see what we can do. Say, Alphino, y'all are looking pretty bad. So is Lena. Oh well. So much for them.
Why do you persist in this folly?
You spend enough time with him. Now the game is up. Alright. Down for the count. A forced loss.
You boy, you bear a striking resemblance to the artist my master seeks.
Is that so?
By all means, keep your counsel. You will all have ample time to confess your crimes back in Eulmore.
Thancred?
In the flesh.
So, you are the wretch who stole her from us.
Well, not really in the flesh, since he's in spirit form here.
And what if I am?
What? Pathetic. Vermin such as you are not worthy of the Oracle.
Break!
Fool! You would see your city razed.
I would sooner see it razed than conquered. Suffice it to say, we are ready to receive you.
What now, Exarch? Will you face me yourself?
I think not, General. I've quite exhausted my tricks. If you mean to give chase, I will not stand in your way. But you would do well to tread warily, for your quarry goes to a place where even Eulmore dare not bear its steel. Eulmore, the Fairy Kingdom.
To think that mountain of indolence still had the energy to unleash his hounds. Even the most pointless of conflicts may alter a world's course. And now the plan has gone awry. But how? How did the so-called Crystal Exarch bring the hero of the Source to the First? As if I didn't have enough on my hands already. Then again, with a soul such as that, mayhap there is another way. One which does not require bloodshed.
Not so long ago, here in the shadow of the northern ranges, lay the great kingdom of Verbert. A nation with a proud history that the Sin Eaters cut short, just like all the rest. Since that time, these lands have become a haven for Fey folk. Dreamers frolicking amidst the ruins of a forgotten realm.
We should be safe enough here. It's good to see you again, my friends. I don't know about you, but it feels like years since last we met. 5 of them in my case.
Why, it only feels like 1 to me, but long enough to warrant a more convivial reunion either way. What brought you to Laxon Loft?
The girl, Minfilia, she and I were traveling together, hunting Sin Eaters. But as we were nearing Lakeland, she abruptly ran off on her own. I found her too late to stop the Eulmorans from taking her prisoner. And as I was considering rescue options, I observed that the Crystarium was on the move. So I consulted the Exarch, who apprised me of the details of the operation and issued me certain instructions. Should the situation take a turn for the worse, I was to see you all safely to Eulmore. And here we are.
Urianger has called this place home for a while now, yet we have never called upon him, I am ashamed to say. 'Twas only at the Crystarium that we met.
Hardly surprising. This is not the sort of place one visits on a whim. Happily, having trespassed on Urianger's hospitality for a spell, Minfilia and I have an idea of how things work around here. Sooner or later, the Eulmorans will come after us. But before they do, the Exarch bids us accomplish 2 things. First, rendezvous with Urianger. And second, eliminate the Light Warden of this land.
So, Minfilia. What made you leave Thancred behind, if you don't mind me asking?
You. The hero from another world. I was asleep when I felt it. A presence. Someone I was meant to meet. They were close and I knew I had to go to them. But with all the commotion in Lakeland, I was afraid that Thancred wouldn't let me.
And would I have been wrong? Had I arrived a moment later, you would be back in your cell in Eulmore. And now we have Ranjit snapping at our heels. You really have outdone yourself this time.
I'm sorry. Thank you for saving me.
Oh, poor thing being scolded so.
Who said that? Show yourselves.
Come now, put away that frown and have some fun with us. Yes, let us have some fun. Lots and lots of fun.
Which way was it to Urianger's?
We've been there so many times, but I can't. Why can't I remember?
Damn it all. We're already caught in their spell.
Eulmore is the fairy kingdom, and as one might expect, it is home to the Fae folk. The most prominent among them are the pixies, who have a penchant for making mischief. They use powerful illusions to play tricks on all who venture into their domain. By way of an example, they can make a familiar path seem wholly unfamiliar, or lead you to believe you're somewhere you're not. And we are now, I am sorry to say, entirely at their mercy. We got some Crystarium stuff. Oh yeah. I will add some of those to our fashion glamour chest later. And getting chest gear. As it stands, we cannot hope to find the way to Urianger. For that, we must convince the pixies to lift the spell. From what I could make of the voices, the creatures want to play with us. If that is the case, they should permit us to find their village, Lida Loran. Come, I have a sneaking suspicion this path will lead us directly into their midst. Oh, and I should mention that Minfilia has been informed of our situation, of the different worlds in our mission. You may consider her an ally. No currents terribly nearby. See, none of these are hunt marks, it looks like. Well, here we are, yet the pixies are nowhere to be seen. Knowing them, their games have already begun, in which case... And there's a variety of plant native to these parts with a distinctive furrowed tip. Looking grass is its name, so called because it can be used to spy pixies, believe it or not. I'll explain how I know all of this later, but first, I need you to help me find some. Oh, if a voice calls to you, under no circumstances should you respond. You will only subject yourself to further mischief. Okay. I will try not to respond then. Searching the scrub, you find what appears to be looking grass. Suddenly, a voice rings out. Ooh, a visitor! Where are you from, pray tell? Not responding. Perhaps this one's hard of hearing. What brings you here? Stone deaf. How boring. Still, picking plants at our village is as good as indulging in our hospitality. And who are we to turn you away? Stay a while. Stay forever. Your body begins to feel heavy. Ugh. Alright, the annoying heaviness for 1 minute. We can sprint. Yeah, it moves us a little faster. I take it you met with some trouble. Apologies for subjecting you to that. Can I assume from your presence you managed to find us some looking grass? Yes, this is the stuff. Thus armed, we should be able to see through the pixies' veil of invisibility, and seeing them is the first step to dealing with them. Come, let's gather everyone and put Urianger's little trick to good use.
Farasitha, Krakleth.
Translated, I've found you. The game is over.
No! We're found! How did this mortal know our trick?
Wait! I recognize their souls. These two have been here before.
Look! Twins! How adorable!
Oh!
Lee, with us!
We have neither the time nor inclination to play. We have come to see Urianger.
Oh yes, Urianger, the peculiar one. In return for a place in Eulmore, he agreed to a riddle contest with us for 7 days and 7 nights without any sleep.
Oh, that was so much fun! We must do it again!
I'm sure he'd be delighted. Now, if you'd be so kind as to lift your spell.
Shall we?
Should we?
Would we?
What now?
I don't know, but this is their home, so we must indulge them.
Right, we've made up our minds. We will lift our spell on one condition, that you first lend us a helping hand, or 2, or 3. Once you've helped solve all of our troubles, we'll let you see Urianger. Pixie's honor.
Well, there you have it. Pixie chores. I suggest we split up.
Let's see what we got new here. I need to put some of this stuff back over in my chocobo bag. Go. I want that too. Ether Current quest too. Let's see, we'll pick that one up as well. Ooh, more gear with it too. Help me, I beg you. My friend has gone to Fairies, a place we're told we must never ever set foot in. I thought about giving chase, but I'm scared I'll run into that thing. But you're a big, brave woman. You're not scared of such things, are you? So please, find and bring back my friend. Ken Guff is their name, and if you hurry, you might catch them before they get to Fairies. Well, we will do that along the way, too, then. Ooh, more gear. Yay. Ooh, look at me. I have a task for you. Lita Loran is our beloved village, and we want it to always look lovely. And it can't look lovely without flowers blooming, and no flowers bloom lovelier than everblooms. So, here are some everbloom seeds. Take them and sow them here, there, and everywhere around the village. Simple as a dimple, yes? Helping us grow flowers, are you? They'll make this house look so much lovelier. There used to be a city of mortals here, a great big bustling place called Burbert or some such, but the Sin Eaters came and everyone disappeared. Since then, we pixies have been living here, and we've given the old houses our touch. Lovely, don't you think? Yeah, it's just lovely. I'm so hungry I may faint. Fruit, a little fruit will set me aright. Will you go and fetch some for me? Just outside the village you'll find a hillock. 2 great bell trees grow there. If you give them a shake, they should render up their sweet, succulent burdens. So hungry. Did you get the fruit? Oh, thank you ever so much. You've saved me. Yes, saved me from my boredom. You should have seen the look on your face when the bugs came down. You've done me a great service, mortal. If there's one thing we pixies are serious about, it's having fun. Dull and painful things? Hate them. Sin eaters are dull and painful both, so we hate them especially. You mortals try to fight those monstrosities, but there's no fun in that. Best to avoid them altogether, we say. Yay, more gear. Mortal, hear my plea. Our precious children are thirsty, and I need you to bring them water. Who are our children, you ask? Why, they're the leaf men you see standing about our village. Adorable, aren't they? Now, you'll need to go to Long Mirror Lake to draw the water. Once you have it, see that our children have a good drenching. Oh, but be warned, the Fuoth make their home in the lake. They tend to play rough, so have care. Ooh, I can't wait for the flowers to bloom. Perhaps I'll make pretty curtains out of them. You're done sowing the seeds? Thank you. This shall help Leda Loran live up to its name, which means flower house, in case you weren't aware. We weren't always here, you know. We used to live deep in a lush forest. It was beautiful beyond compare, but almost all of it was swallowed up by the light. For a while we roamed, but eventually we found a place that men had abandoned. Together with our fellow Fae folk, we decided to make it our new home. The land of everlasting spring. This is our home, and it could be yours too, forever and ever and ever. Some leg gear. Gotta go to this down here too. Yo, Ken Guff. Huh? Aren't you one of Urianger's friends? Have you business with me? Lad Ken is worried. Well, that's all well and good, but when someone tells me not to do something, it only makes me want to do it more. No one can stop me. Heedless of your warnings, Ken Guff continues on in the direction of Fairies Loran. If you find them again, perhaps you can still convince them to turn back. Alright, so I need to say Ken Guff. Alright. Oh, I need that for my hunt log. But I'm going to stay away from that boss, that's for sure. 3 of those. All right. Okay, let's see, say... Where the heck are you, Ken Guff? Though your beaver speak is a bit rusty, the creature appears to want milk. However, you see no signs of Ken Guff. You resign yourself to bearing the bad news back to Lad Ken. Okay. We better go gather this water that we need too. Oh, there's another couple of those that we need. All right. 3 more snacks of nuts. Oh boy. You've given water to our children? Thank you ever so much. They're all very dear to us. They wandered into Eulmore as stray mortals, but we grew attached to them and decided to take them in. You and yours would have been our children too, but the enchantment didn't catch as well as we'd hoped. It's never too late, of course. Thanks, but I will pass. And we got a hand gear coffer. We are up to eye level 381 now. Okay. Finish off that ether current quest. Get some more gear for that. You're back. Where's Ken Guff? Please tell me Ken Guff is all right. I'm not sure. What? Against your warning, they went to Fairies where you found only a strange animal? Then the tales were true. Oh, Ken Guff, why? Why didn't you listen? Oh, I'm so sorry. I shouldn't assume the worst yet. Maybe there's still hope. I just need to stay calm and think things through. Oh, earrings. Well, we won't be able to use the earrings. We already have the best earrings for now. Yeah, didn't think it would put them on. All right, let's get on with the main story again here. Now that we've completed those tasks for the other pixies, how goes it, Anne? Well, I did 3 things. So, a mix of menial tasks and pranks. Yes, that pretty much sums up my own experience. They have no troubles worthy of the name. How long are we supposed to keep at this? They're clearly playing with us. Indeed, whenever I inquire how much more there is to be done, the answer is ever the same. A little. I doubt they have any intention of releasing us in the near future. Urianger once told me a story about the pixies. They're born from the souls of those who died as children, or so it's believed. Though they don't have memories of their previous lives, the desire to have fun remains, imprinted on their souls. And so, they live only to play, keeping hapless mortals for their pleasure for years on end, sometimes even until death. In the past, when I sought to identify the true nature of ghosts, I came upon literature examining a similar subject. The soul was likened to a core that resides in the ether, and its presence is what differentiates us from such beings as sprites and arcane entities. Upon death, said core ordinarily dissipates alongside the ether that composed the flesh. However, it may be held together and bound to the corporeal realm, either by the will of its owner or by means of certain arts. In time, the soul may regather ether unto itself to assume another form, or find newly emerged life in which to abide. The pixies may be one such instance of this. If ghosts are merely souls without bodies, what does that make us? I think you've become that which you fear most, brother dearest. However, the pixies may have come into being. If we leave them to judge when they are satisfied, they will never be satisfied. Nay, we must negotiate new terms with the creatures, but where to begin? It seems to me we would need at least one among them to sympathize with us. In the course of your chores, did any of you encounter a pixie who seemed even faintly amenable to reason? Fao-Ul. What? You knew a pixie from before? Not only are you acquainted, but you've entered into a pact? You might have mentioned this sooner. Well, the game designers didn't let me, so sorry. At any rate, I dare to hope this will offer us a way out. Without further delay, then, summon this Fao-Ul if you would. With the chat mode in, say, use your keyboard or the software keyboard. Fao-Ul, okay. Fao-Ul. Too far away. Oh, I gotta go to this spot over here. A voice rings out in your mind. So, my sapling has finally remembered about her lovely branch. But with such a half-hearted call, she may as well lop me off and cast me aside. I have no sapling. Okay. Please, Fao-Ul. I need you. Is that your idea of a fervent call? A sodden log could do it with more fire. Oh boy, okay. Oh, loveliest of branches, please grant me your succor. With an exclamation mark, even. Okay.
You're late! Late! I've been waiting for you to summon me ever since you came here. Waiting and waiting and waiting. But my sapling didn't so much as utter my name. Such a heartless thing she is. Cold and cruel and heartless!
Another self-important little brat. Just what we need.
Reminds me of my childhood.
All right, I'm sorry. It was a joke. Honestly, just a joke. But just now you called for me so earnestly, so fervently. I couldn't possibly stay angry at you. Very well. As your lovely branch, I will lend you my strength.
If it isn't Fao-Ul, the mold feel, it's been too long.
Not long enough for you to think of any new games, though, apparently. If I were you, I'd be bored of myself. Now let me make something clear. That mortal is mine. No matter what you do, she will never be yours. Never, never, ever!
Oh, not even a bit. But what about the others? Surely we can keep them.
No, you can't keep them either. They're for my amusement and mine alone. And if you lay so much as a finger on my sapling, I'll scatter the contents of her bag all over your precious village. There'll be cold, hard metal, furry, festering food, stinky, sweaty small clothes, and all manner of other terrible, unmentionable things. How would you like that, hmm?
All right. But will you not at least let us play with the twins? Just while the others go and see Urianger?
Aye, that's all we ask. And we promise we'll play nicely.
It seems we won't be joining you.
Aye! We'll reveal the hidden verdict to you at once.
So this is the true Eulmore.
How are you feeling?
Better. I think I remember the way now.
Apologies for the delay. Shall we go and see Urianger?
Your lovely branch is useful, yes? So whenever you're in trouble, you must remember to make use of me!
Oh, failed For Alphino and Alisae's sake, let us be quick. It would be a shame to return only to find that they had been made to play one game too many. Now, the place we seek is the abandoned manor of a nobleman and scholar, the Bookman's Shelves it's called, after the fellow's vast collection of tomes. An agreeable habitat for our friend, I'm sure you'll agree. If we follow the path north, we should soon find the place. Come along. And here we are at long last. I give you Urianger's humble abode. Come, let's see if he's home.
Urianger, are you in?
Unto a world weary of heroes, a hero wends her way. The Exarch did send word that thou wouldst seek me out, but ne'er did I imagine thou wouldst arrive so soon.
Full glad am I to see thee once more, my friend, and none the worse for thy travails. Run along, Minfilia. We will meet you outside.
But...
Another one for you to imbue, if you'd be so kind.
I take it thou hast met with our other comrades already? That Master Alphino and Mistress Alize now travel in thy company is of great comfort to me. As for the rest, it beginneth in earnest. The hunting of the Light Wardens, and perforce the war with Eulmore. Hark thee then to my words, and through them behold the vision that I did glimpse, that of the 8th Umbral Calamity. As I drifted hither to the first, traversing the boundary twixt reality and potentiality, I did bear witness to events yet to come.
Oh yeah, Urianger making his entrance. One of the best reveals in Shadowbringer.
There I saw the combined forces of Eorzea and the Far East offering fierce resistance to the legions of Garlemald. So fierce, in fact, that they did begin to push the enemy back. Ilm by painful ilm at first, then Yalm by Yalm, and Malm by Malm in time. Yet the joy they felt was short-lived, for in so doing they did force the Empire's hand. Faced with defeat, the Garleans turned to a weapon most vile: Black Rose. Its potency defied all reckoning.
Oh yeah, I think it is the first time we get to see his face. They kind of teased us at the very beginning, just showing like below the neckline and from behind there until finally showing him. Yeah, I think when he was doing his business with the Warriors of Darkness in the source there, I think he still kept his mask on, or a mask on of some sort.
Once released, the gas took on a life of its own, wreaking untold carnage not only in Eorzea, but in the provinces of the Empire besides. From fighters upon the front lines to babes in their beds, none were spared. And as the casualties became too numerous to count, so did the fabric of civilization begin to unravel. Nor did the land itself escape unscathed, for spreading from the site of its release, Black Rose brought death to the very soil. To survive amidst the chaos and upheaval, men came to live by the sword, the rule of law giving way, inevitably, to the rule of might. Thus was the spark struck and the fire kindled, and swiftly did it spread as a blaze in a field of straw to engulf every corner of the world. Nations worthy of the name did then cease to exist. And those souls, brave and true, who might have risen to restore order, were no more. For the weapon spared not one, not even thee. An endless age of war, begotten by the blight of Black Rose. Such is the legacy of the 8th umbral calamity which I did behold. No matter the cost, we must forestall this tragedy. To that end, I have labored during my sojourn in this world, discovering in so doing the answer to a pressing mystery. That of Black Rose's inexplicable potency. Come. Dost thou recognize yonder chart?
It's a chart of the elements.
Indeed. 'Tis a rendering of the elemental wheel, such as one might find in classrooms across the source. As the chart maketh plain, our world is composed of 6 elements, in addition to which there exist 2 poles in fundamental opposition. Astral, the active; umbral, the passive. As a reflection of the source, the first naturally compriseth the selfsame forces. Yet, curiously, there is a notable divergence in their nomenclature. To be specific, the denizens of this world employ not the terms astral and umbral. Thus was I moved to inquire what names said forces had been assigned. A simple question which yielded a most unexpected answer. Upon demanding the name of the pole aligned with activity and growth, I was told that as life's myriad colors combine to produce black, the people of the first had called it darkness. At this, did my mind begin to race. Yet 'twas only when I asked what name had been given to the pole aligned with passivity that mine eyes were opened to the truth. Peace and tranquility being as purest white, unmarred by color, I was told it had been given the name of light.
That's umbral light and astral darkness, yes? I'm no etherologist, but it strikes me that the nomenclature of the first is rooted in the generation of the 2 forces, while our own appears to focus on their effects. Which makes one wonder, have we had it backwards all this time?
'Tis indeed a compelling question, and one which beareth closer examination. Yet what knowledge we already possess sufficeth to explain the chain of events. The phenomenon of etheric thinning observed in the source is the consequence of light, the power of stasis, flowing in from the first to stifle the movement of ether within the land. And according to Master Alphino, Black Rose slayeth by halting the circulation of ether within living beings. Should such a weapon be unleashed even as the first were rejoined, replete as it is with light,
we would have a disaster of untold proportions on our hands. A calamity. Well, at least we have a better grasp of what we're facing. Our objective, however, remains unchanged. We are to eliminate the Light Warden of Eulmore. Speaking of which, were you able to ascertain its whereabouts?
Aye. 'Tis all but certainly ensconced within Leergear, the castle which standeth in the midst of the lake. To enter said stronghold, we must needs turn to the Pixies for aid. Fortunately, I have become quite adept at courting their cooperation. Henceforth shall I accompany you, and do all in my power to ensure that my vision doth not come to pass.
And another ether current quest there. My friend, ere I speak of the task at hand, there is a question I would pose to thee. What thinkest thou of mine appearance? Let's see. Did you lose weight? Did I lose weight? If 'tis of flesh thou speakest, I cannot rightly say. However, in taking up astrology, I may have shed with some yalms of fabric. My present attire better suiteth the art. Though the night be lost, behind the shroud of blinding light, doubt not but that the stars shine still. I have chosen to avail myself of their guidance, that I might navigate the sea of uncertainty that stretcheth before us. But enough of myself, let us now speak of our task. As I did mention, if we are to enter Liagia, we must needs gain the pixies' cooperation. This is a simple matter of presenting unto them a suitable gift. I shall procure a selection of viands and shall please their palates. Thancred, pray assist me in this endeavor. Meanwhile, Anne, I bid thee obtain that which will please their eyes. In these parts there abideth a Valken known for its beauteous wings, the hawker. I shall lend thee a receptacle within which thou mayest capture a weakened specimen. Yeah, really, compared to his previous outfit, it's almost skimpy. Yeah, for sure. Whoa, showing us some arms there, Urianger. Oh, you're Urianger's friend, aren't you? Will you not lend me a hand? You see, Urianger's home is drab and dull, and I've a mind to decorate it, make it bright and beautiful. If you were to help out, it'd make it all the more special. First of all, we need some whirlweeds, a pretty little plant that grows in the water. We usually trade with the Fuoth for it, but seeing as you can swim, you can harvest some for us. You should be able to find the weed in the lake where there's a sunken church. While you take care of this, I'll go and pick us lots and lots of beautiful flowers. Afterwards, let's meet back here for the decorating. See you soon. Use key item, ready to go. All right. was that other one? I forget. There it is, down there. There you are. Did you manage to find the whirlweeds? Yes, I did. Oh, look at these lovelies. I'll enchant these at once, make it so they can grow outside the water, and then plant them here and there. Meanwhile, I want you to decorate with these snug blooms. As to where they should go, yes, the stairs. That's a dull spot that's ripe for some cheer. When you've finished, come and let me know. Hey, Blitz, welcome, welcome. Marvelous. This is sure to put a smile on Urianger's scowly face. And then he'll want to stay here forever and ever and ever. You're welcome to stay too, of course. There's plenty of room for you and all your friends. Thou art returned. Wert thou able to capture a hawker? A truly magnificent set of wings. I shall treat them at once to make fast their vibrant colors. Thancred too should return anon, upon which I shall ready all the items for presentation. Pray, take thine ease meanwhile.
"'Tis done. The pixies shall be well pleased with these gifts. Lest I forget. White auracite, newly forged for thy use. Our mission being to thwart a rejoining, we will most assuredly cross paths with those who crave the contrary, our eternal enemies. Thus did I choose to abide in this ether-rich land, the better to fashion a trap for the Ascian's essence.
May I come in now?
You may indeed, assuming you've finished.
I did as you asked.
That's my girl, thank you. I should probably explain. Though my body remained behind in the source, its limitations saw fit to accompany me. Which is to say, I cannot manipulate ether. I took up the gunblade for its defensive advantages, but on account of my little impairment, I cannot imbue the ammunition myself. Luckily for me, Minfilia has quite a talent for it.
Minfilia, once we set forth, we are not like to return for some while. If thou wouldst choose tomes to take with thee, let it be now.
Really? May I?
Of course, my dear. Yet have care thou dost not add overmuch to thy burden, lest I incur Thancred's ire. Hast thou spoken to her of thine encounter with the Minfilia of Eld?
Well, I suppose now is as good a time as any. As you know, I freed young Minfilia from captivity in Eulmore some 3 years past. Not long after, the two of us journeyed to the south of Armareng, to the edge of the Empty, where the flood was halted. 'Twas there that she awakened. The Minfilia of old. My Minfilia.
Tell me, what must I do to bring you back?
My dearest Thancred, as I am now, I am no different from an Ascian. This child is but a vessel. One of many I have used that I might spread word of her enduring blessing and preserve the flame of hope. In my name, each has died, never having lived her own life. I have taken enough from these children. I will take no more.
But what of your suffering? Your sacrifice? This isn't fair! I will not stand for it. I cannot! There must be something we can do. Tell me!
Should the day come when this child grows weary of fighting and wishes to cast it all aside, then shall I take up her burden. But should she wish instead to become the master of her own destiny, then shall I bequeath to her my all. Imbued with the strength that I reserve for rebirth, she may come to wield my powers as her own.
And what of my wishes? What of Flamine's? What of all the people who love and care for you and want nothing more than to see you again?
It is not their decision to make. It is hers. This child's. This Minfilia's. You have ever watched over me, Thancred. Now I ask that you do the same for her. Protect her. Teach her. Stand by her as you stood by me. There is much and more she does not know. She needs a guide to show her the ways of the world, or she will never find her own path. When the time comes, you will find me here. Until that day.
Minfilia, wait!
What happened?
And then she was gone. Minfilia, the girl, claims to have no recollection of any of it. I have told her many things, where we came from, what we fight for. But of that day, I have not spoken.
With the coming of another possessed of the blessing of light, the first hath begun to rise up in defiance of its fate. The question remaineth, however, who shall take up the flame of hope which Minfilia hath borne for so long? Whether we will it or no, the choice must soon be made.
I'm sorry I took so long. It was so hard to choose. In the end, I settled on just the one.
That is well. Now, if all is in order, let us set forth for Lida Loran.
We weren't expecting you all back so soon. We had scarcely begun playing with the twins. That said, your gifts are truly wonderful. Let me tell you, the milk and honey and biscuits won't last a day, and the wings are the loveliest we've ever seen. You've done us a great kindness, and it's Fae custom to return the gesture. If you desire anything of us, you need but name it. Level 73, key to the castle. So, what is it that you desire? Rusty old coins like you mortals are wont to collect, perhaps? We are resolved to vanquish the Light Warden of this land. To that end, we desire entry to Liagia. What a strange thing to wish for. You might as well ask for your death. But if that is what you want, who are we to argue? Very well, I shall speak with the others. You've clearly been busy, Urianger. Would you be so kind as to tell us what we've missed? So, that was the purpose of the gifts. Is there anything you can tell us about this Light Warden? Aye, my lady. By circumstances most tragic, the Light Warden of this land is our king and ruler, Titania. It was not always so, of course. Our king fought the first Light Warden that threatened our home, you see, fought it and won. But all the horrible light that came out went and corrupted them, turning them into a new Light Warden. Now, they're king only in name, not remains of the wise and just ruler that used to be. We had no choice but to seal them in the castle. The magic for breaking the seal we divided into 4, and wove each into a different relic to be kept apart until the time was right. And this dress is one of them. It's been in our safekeeping for years and years, but we've decided to entrust it to you. Are you sure? Of course, custom demands it. Though you're most certainly going to your deaths, we thought we should at least let you try. That way, we get to watch what happens. Of course, you can't break the seal unless you have the other relics too. The shell crown is with the Fuoth, the stone scepter is with the Numo, and the crystal shoes are with the Amaro. Good luck finding them all. The facts thus disclosed confirm mine own understanding. Our quest lieth now before us. First, let us hie to the lake, there to claim the shell crown from the Fuoth. If we call to them before the untouchable gate, they will answer. And another ether current quest, it looks like. There's talk that an interesting mortal has come to Eulmore, an adventurer or some such. It's you, isn't it? Don't even think to deny it. I'm Ulthan, and it's my dream to become the most popular fairy of all. Why? Because everyone would fawn over me, and that would be really fun. Now, by way of an achievable first step, I'm aiming to become the darling of Leda Loran. But everyone is so caught up with their flower smelling and their mischief making, they don't even spare me a glance. You travel to and fro, so you must know much and more about this and that. Tell me, what must I do to become popular? Let's see. Become the cleverest pixie of all. The cleverest? I think I know how I can do that. I just need to read lots of books, right? And it just so happens there are lots of books in Urianger's home, a place called the Bookman's Shelves. Right, I'm going there at once and you're coming too. I can't read your strange mortal writing, so I need you to do it for me. And I guess we'll go ahead and run all the way over there again. Start looking at some books then. Good Janana's grace was named for Her Royal Highness Princess Janana, daughter to the king 3 generations prior. In the dark of night, that mountain pass catches the light which shines forth from the castle, giving it the impression of the princess's beautiful eyes of jade. Eyes of jade? That sounds lovely. If the princess were here, I would ask her for them. All right. First week, Thunder's Day. The princess being partial to the lakefront view, it was decided that all the noble lords and ladies would set out for a picnic. Having partaken of sweets, Her Highness ventured to the water where she inspected her lip paint in the reflection. This caused the watching shepherds to remark that the princess had used the lake as her hand mirror. "Ooh, there's a hand mirror lake to the southwest of here. That must be how it got its name." But who would go all the way to the lake just to eat? Yet another silly thing you mortals do. On the occasion of the 300th year of the founding of Verbert, a grand celebration was held in Grünes No expense was spared. Over the course of the festivities, guests were lavishly feasted and regaled with wondrous performances. Yet, amidst all the pomp and pageantry, naught was more stirring than the recitation of the Oath of the Covenant, in honor of the alliance between Dran and Galgant, upon which the kingdom was built. Representatives of each race took to the podium, which was a sight to draw tears from all who looked on. Verbert. Blech, what strange names you mortals have. Ilmeg sounds much prettier. It means the Kingdom of Rainbows. Well, I certainly learned lots of new things today. Things the others don't know. Ah, okay. Grünes Licht. Yeah, I make that umlaut sound with my mouth. A little difficult for me. Means green light in German. Cool. I'm going to go and share it with everyone. They'll think I'm so clever, I'll surely become the darling of Lida Loran. Hee. Mortal, I told them about the people from the past, but they weren't the least bit impressed. Well, why should we pay any mind to those who are long dead? Much more fun thinking up new riddles while sipping nectar. Yeah, the umlauts are a little, gotta make our mouth go together a little differently for sure. Something we sure don't practice. Speaking of which, we found this really sweet-smelling flower recently. We were about to go and collect its nectar if you wanted to join us. No, I don't want to join you. I want you to admire me. Stranger and stranger. All right, suit yourself. That didn't work at all. They didn't think any better of me. But I won't give up. Not yet. I'm going to be popular, mark my words. I'm sure you will. Yeah, we didn't miss any others there. All right. Oh, lots of Germans have issues with the English TH sound and just pronounce it like S. Oh, okay. For example, your boss told us about new themes, but pronounced it seems. Oh, interesting. Okay. I'm thinking there's probably a simple way to make our mouths make the umlaut sounds correctly if we just understand what the trick is for that too. As to me, the TH seems easy once you know the trick about that one too. So yeah, it's just a matter of what you're used to when you're learning to talk. Hearken to me, O spirits of the water, we are come with an entreaty. Not in a talkative mood, apparently. I'm not exactly sure how the gate works. But if the Fuoth are water spirits, perhaps we should take our search into the lake. TH is just not a mouth form that happens in German. Yeah, so you have to learn it. Yeah, same with the umlauts for me anyways. It would be that way. Oh, I suppose a brief dip wouldn't hurt. We all know Thancred swims like an eel, but what about you, Minfilia? I can swim well enough. Thancred taught me. Excellent. What about you, Urianger? I'm not sure I've ever asked. Rather than swim, mayhap it would be more expeditious to walk upon the surface by means of magic. You too, Urianger? That you should be a kindred spirit. Worry not, my friend. I know some helpful tricks, and I should be more than happy to share them with you. Together, we shall conquer the waves. Well, well, aren't we a lively lot? And you have an entreaty for us, you say? An entreaty from mortals. What a treat. Aye, my comrades and I are on a quest to vanquish the Light Warden. To that end, we would humbly beg the loan of the Shell Crown, which we are given to understand is in the safekeeping of your people. Oh, is that all? Of course you may have it. You shall have it. Just like that. What do you want from us? Oh, no need to be so suspicious. The crown simply doesn't mean much to us is all. As a matter of fact, nothing means much to us, for we Fuoth, it's over before it's begun, and we couldn't care less what becomes of the Fairy King nor the world for that matter. Having said that, we do so seldom have mortal visitors, and it would seem a shame not to make the most of you. Touch the untouchable gate and come hither to our domain, Dôn Meg. In your tongue it means forbidden realm. Sounds forbidding, yes? And so it should, for we are one with the water, our home wrought of ripples and waves and currents. Find your way through, give us thrilling sport, and we will give you the crown. So we'll get prepared for that for next time, and then I will leave myself near the Reaper level 73 quest and start that one on Thursday when we resume Final Fantasy then. So yeah, we'll be ending the stream here today then. Have some exciting stuff to do next time right off the bat. Get our new Reaper quest done, as well as the second dungeon for Shadowbringers, Dôn Meg. All right, let's see if I can find someone to go raid here. Yeah, see if I can raid into Mr. Happy or not. I'm following him and subscribed, so maybe we can do that. Nope, unable at this time. Yeah, he doesn't take raiders very much, I guess. Let's see what else here. Go check some Legend of Dragoon with Key, possibly. Hey, yeah, you too, Lily. Thank you for being with us. We will certainly enjoy seeing you around. Come back tomorrow if you'd like to watch some Infinite Undiscovery with us, but we'll be back doing Final Fantasy on Thursday. All right, here goes the raid.